Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with today's guest, but we want to give a shout out to our partners. We coach the global community of women in high school sports, the Florida Coaches Coalition, and Vital Signs Wall of Fame. You've heard me say many times, these are four great organizations. You should really add them to your network. And now, please don't hit the fast forward button. Take the next 3 minutes. Listen to our sponsorship shout outs. These are all great companies that I used as an athletic director. You should use them too. Here we go. We want to say thanks to Home Campus. Home Campus is the exclusive high school and state association information management platform for the podcast. Home Campus is also your one-stop platform for scheduling, student athlete eligibility, state association connections, and so much more. As an athletic director, I used Home Campus every single day, and it was just great. And the Home Campus team was great to work with too. To find out more and get signed up with Home Campus, go to homecampus.com. That's homecampus.com. You will be impressed. We also want to say thanks to Gipper, the official social media graphic solution for the Educational AD Podcast. Go to Gipper.com. Start creating custom content for your school's social media channels in seconds. Celebrate your athletes, promote your teams. Gipper is the #1 professional graphic design platform for high school athletic directors. It's graphics made simple. Go to Gipper.com. Get started today. We also want to thank Snap Mobile. Go to snapraise.com. Check out their entire platform that allows athletic directors to do their job better. You've got Snap Raise, their fundraising platform, but there's Snap Spend, Snap Connect, Snap Sponsor. Check out the entire suite at snapraise.com. That's snapraise.com. We also want to thank District 1. Go to district1.com. That's WON. And you're going to feel like you've won because District 1 offers you great custom team uniforms, on-time delivery in 20 days or less. And here's the best part. They have one-at-a-time replacements. You'll never have to order a full set again when you just need one or two. Go to district1.com. Click on the Team Gear button for your free quote, district1.com. We also want to say thanks to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they're on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. The Wall of Fame is an interactive touchscreen video console. It's a great way to celebrate your community, showcase your school's history, showcase your athletes, and also tell stories to your stakeholders. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. When you're ready to order, mention you heard about it on the podcast. They'll give you a nice discount. That's vitalsignswalloffame.com. We want to thank Huddle. Go to huddle.com and change the way you see the game. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches just loved the tools that Huddle provided to help them coach their athletes at the highest level. Go to huddle.com and see why we believe in sports and teams believe in Huddle. Join the 6 million users. Turn your school into a Huddle school. We want to thank Hometown Ticketing for their support. Hometown's recently acquired Ticket Spigot, and together they're going to continue to provide you with great digital ticketing options. They're going to show you how to set up and sell your tickets. They're also going to provide you with a dedicated client success manager that gives you hands-on support every step of the way. Every step of the way. That's hometownticketing.com. Simple and easy online ticketing. We want to thank Sideline Interactive. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Check out their indoor scoring tables and video boards and schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. That's sidelineinteractive.com. Check them out today. And we want to thank Athletic Surveys for their support. Athletic surveys are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data about your athletic department. ADs usually just hear back from the complainers, the people that want to gripe about everything. And that's really only about 2% of your group. Athletic surveys will connect you with that 2% and the 98% that love and support your program. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to help you take the pulse of your parents and your student athletes. That's athleticsurveys.com. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to Clayton, Indiana today, and we're going to visit with Scott Stevens, the athletic director at Cascade High School. Scott is a certified athletic administrator, comes highly recommended from a previous podcast guest, but we're excited to hear what he has to say. Scott, welcome to the Educational AD Podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on here.
Oh, well, we're looking forward to hearing how you do things at Cascade High School. We always like to start out by letting our listeners have a chance to get to know our guests. So give us that quick bio, where you were born, where you grew up, maybe take us up through your own high school and college days, and then stop there at graduation. We'll take a break and then come back and hear more about your early career. But what's the Scott Stevens origin story?
Sure. I grew up in a small town in north central Indiana called Fairmount, which our claim to fame is that's the home of James Dean. So that's our most famous alum there. But I grew up like many athletic directors. I played multi-sport athlete. I played football, basketball, ran track at my high school, and then went to Ball State University. And this is where my path might be a little bit different. Growing up, I knew I wanted to go to the medical field. So for the first 3.5 years of Ball State, I was actually studying pre-medicine, pre-dentistry. And then somebody asked me to help coach a club volleyball team, and that changed my life because I knew I wanted to coach and teach. And I went to my mom and dad at the time and said, "Hey, I know I'm getting ready to graduate, but I'm switching majors." And the wide eyes on my parents were like, "You're doing what?" And I said, "This is what I want to do." So when I made that switch, I started coaching everything that I could under the sun, trying to get that experience and to make myself marketable. And I had the opportunity of going back and coaching at my alma mater, Madison Grant. And I was the JV volleyball coach for a year, and that was fun to go back in that capacity. And graduated from Ball State. Took 2 additional years to do because I had to get my education classes done and get my student teaching done. But that's kind of my background.
Not that unusual, maybe the medical path. Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Ball State one of those universities that is fairly well known for its health and PE curriculum and churning out teachers, or am I thinking of another institution?
No, you're right. It's Ball State's really known for their education, for teachers program. And actually our daughter just graduated from high school at Cascade, and she's going to Ball State in elementary education. But yeah, Ball State's known for that. They're known for their architecture program, and they do have a pretty big exercise science program there as well.
Yeah. Just had someone on the podcast recently, younger than you, and you're a few years younger than me. But they talked about they were at their college just recently, they were a PE major. And it just kind of surprised me because you don't hear that much anymore. It's exercise science or it's sport administration. So having gone through yourself a PE major curriculum, what are some of the courses that stick out for you years later as a school-based AD?
Well, actually, my for the education classes, that was actually biology. That was my major once I switched from pre-medical, pre-dentistry into education. So I taught high school biology and AP biology and all of that.
Okay. Well, obviously there were some pedagogical classes there. And again, you just don't hear that much anymore. Maybe I'm sheltered. Any of those courses, even as a biology teacher, stick out for you now?
Sure. I also took some coaching classes when I made that switch. So some of those kinesiology courses and learning about how the body moves, and even some of the education psychology courses about learning how young kids think and why they behave the way they do, obviously translates very well into my profession now, and trying to step back. And when you get some of those kids making some decisions, real even as your own child, why are you doing that? And then thinking back to some of those courses I've had of saying, well, sometimes there's a physiological reason why kids do what they do.
Yeah, those impulsive decisions that middle schoolers, high schoolers, even college students, and sometimes young coaches make. They'll leave you scratching your head as a supervisor, and as you mentioned, as a parent.
Mm.
Um, we're going to hear a little bit more about the Cascade High School program, but let's take our first break for our listeners. Our guest today is Scott Stevens. He's a certified athletic administrator. And once again, he's the director of athletics at Cascade High School in Clayton, Indiana. We're going to be coming back with some more, so please stay with us. This is the Educational AD Podcast.